be with you in a second. Got a small side request. Whoa. Okay. Let's see. Oh, let me sanitize my hands first. So we'll take a look at your pores. Let's sanitize your pores. So, not sleeping well? Let me guess, loop scrolling? Alright, just checking your interface boards before we start. I can already see that most of your legacy pores are gone. That's actually good. You've got optical intake pores, temporal interface nodes look fine. Something near your carotid line. Looks like it's been used as a cover or something else that over the years. There's a deeper interface point underneath it and here. What do we have here? Ah, something else. Okay, so you have insomnia or are you unable to fall asleep at all? Or do you fall asleep and keep snapping back awake? And when you do wake up, can you settle back in easily? Or does it feel like you're getting pulled out each time? Okay. So, alright. Now I'm going to need a direct interface bridge with you to see what's going on. Oh, like access tether or a neural handshake key. Either one works. Okay. Yeah, just turn that over. Okay, wow. Oh, you still have some legacy components that were wrong. Okay, slotting in. Ooh. So how did you know about my place? Aiko. Yeah. She's a regular client and a friend. She once asked me if it's possible to erase the memory of the game she already finished. Just so she could go through it again with fresh emotions. If only it was that simple. Okay, connecting interface layer. Alright. Now, I'm bringing up your internal map now. Good. Alright, now I'm going to run a visual overlay so you can follow what I'm seeing. Okay. Now, there. Everything is layered. I'll mark it for you. Okay, so red zones are the points where your system keeps locking up. They're not memories, exactly. They're more like congestion points in your neural reality. Blue sections are short-term memory buffers. That's your recent input, things like scrolling, feed interaction, like sensory noise. They form and dissolve quickly, but right now they're unusually dense. Green layers are long-term episodic storage. These are stable experiences, properly integrated. They look mostly intact, which is good. No structural damage here. Now the red zones. That's what's affecting your sleep. You see how they cluster here and here, here, here. These are looped processing nodes. They keep retriggering even when the input stops. That's why your system doesn't fully shut down at night. We're going to try and clear them, but I need to be honest, this isn't a simple delete operation. So these traces don't fully erase. They either regenerate or leave some patterns that behave like they're gone but still influence the system. Before we proceed further, I'll need a quantum stabilization module. Just to isolate them properly, otherwise they will just fall back into network while we're working. Okay, so just too much for me. Right now your system is constantly reconstructing everything at once. The memory, the data, interface, current perception. That's why it feels like noise. If we stabilize it, we can separate what belongs to now, what belongs to stored experience, and what is just loop procedure. This is going to feel a bit cold. Now I can isolate where the cache is actually stuck. Alright. Now I can isolate where the cache is actually stuck. So this is your surface cache. Starting clean up here. The majority of sleepwalking cache traces are generated by scrolling activity patterns. The economy runs on endless scroll, right? Unhooking this segment. This doesn't belong to long-term storage, right? Good. This part releases easily. Letting this dissolve. Moving through the next cluster. Whoa. I'm just going to switch the layers and clear the cache just surface structure first, all the repetitive feed, loop patterns, surface layer, place and loop patterns, then interface layer, system looks like artificially boosted view patterns. Normally there's emotional residuals attached to traces. Here it's almost clean, like a blank print. Either you didn't feel anything while consuming it, or you weren't really watching. Were you? Alright, and going into the final layer now. Going to get excited this access from you. Use the connection and you just still hold still. You may not hold still, I don't know why I'm saying this. So I'm going to run an moderate stabilizer. Just keeps your system from shifting back into old loop patterns after the cleanup. What's this? Do you want some tea? Just maybe I'll put some diagnostics environments while I'm doing tea, right? Just let me know if there's. I didn't manage to stay with the class. Used to be cognitive systems engineer there. I still have access, mostly because I worked at infrastructure level. Now I don't build systems anymore. I work inside them. More specific things. It's quieter here than in a skyscraper. I'm not coming back. So, is your head a bit quieter? Okay, let's have some tea. Come here. Hidden under multiple layers of cache. The charcoal was actually pretty obvious early on. Doesn't take long once you know what to look for. But you knew that, didn't you? You knew I would see you right away. I think I understand why you're here. You're trying to, what is this called? Recruit me? whatever. Listen, I'm not... I used to work for the cloud systems for a while, yes, but I don't have a great experience with corporations, okay? Do I even get to say no? Or do I actually have a choice here? It's funny, you know, she doesn't like people like you. She says you tend to sell the illusion of choice. And yet you seem normal, even kind of pleasant, you know. Aiko says that individually you're all fine, but as a collective, you tend to mess things